Hi there, my name is Matthias Klausner. I'm a teacher at the GLR in Rotterdam, and in this quick tip tutorial I'm going to look at After Effects CC 2015.3, and that's the version where the workflow between Cinema4D and After Effects has become more slick. So let's have a look at how that works. First of all, I'm going to show you the logo of our school made in Illustrator, and I'm going to import only the two squares that I've made, and I'm going to use the rest of it as a texture later on in Cinema4D. So I'm going to import these two squares inside of After Effects to have a little fun with it. So I'm going to double click on the project bin, import the logo square, okay, and I'm going to make a new composition in full HD format, 25 frames per second. That's okay, and I'm going to drag the logo onto my layers over here in the timeline, and this is a part of the logo which I would like to extrude inside of Cinema4D. Have a little bend modifier on it. Well, we'll see what's going to happen. But first of all, to export this object into Max and Cinema4D, I will need to make sure that this layer is a 3D layer, because only 3D layers will be exported into a new Cinema4D file. So File, Export, and then Max and Cinema4D exporter. Looking good. I'm gonna give it a name. Okay, there it goes. Now it's exported as a Cinema4D file. So I'm going to open up Cinema4D Lite in this case. Of course, this will work with R17 as well. So I'm going to open up my file, the logo tutorial, Cinema4D. There we go. And at this case, this stage it doesn't work yet because it only gives us a square. So I need to make sure that when I export it, it needs to be a shape layer. So I'm going to go back to After Effects again. Right click on my EPS layer and create shapes from a vector layer. There we go. Now it contains shapes. I can get rid of the original actually, so I'm going to delete it and export this layer again into a Cinema4D file. Export Max and Cinema4D. Tutorial, okay, save, replace, fair enough. Go back to Cinema4D and open the file again, and it will give a different result. No save, and there we go. It contains a Boolean operation now, and it will show its extrusion already. So I'm going to extrude it a bit more. There we go. And of course I would like to put a texture on the logo as well. I'm going to make a new texture with a double click, and I'll be adding a texture over here with my text on it. I'm going to drag it onto my logo and alter the mapping into flat and only on the front of the logo. I'm gonna replace it a bit. Let's say 51 to place it correctly. And well, let's put in a bend modifier to make a little animation. I'm gonna put the drag into my null object and bend it a bit. Of course, you can see the logo won't come along with the bend operation, so we need to fix that. So I'm gonna look for where my texture file is. I'm gonna add a tag called stick texture. Drag it onto the correct layer. There we go. And now when we play with the bend modifier, it will work. So I'm gonna go to the left hand side, make a keyframe, and let's do something like this keyframe, and let's add another keyframe. There we go. So now when I'm gonna save the file, I can import it again inside of After Effects. So back to After Effects, import it again, because it didn't replace it yet. There we go. This is my Cinema4D file. And now when I drag it onto my layer and just simply delete the other layer, it shows me my logo in 3D. And the cool thing is that it's not even rendered, and I can still play around with it. So if I enable the standard final renderer, it will get rid of the wireframing, which is pretty cool. And of course I can use not only the Cinema4D camera, but I can use a composition camera as well from out After Effects. So when I add a new layer, a camera layer, there we go. And when I reposition it again with the track camera tool, it will work perfectly. It will show the animation inside, no problem at all. And the absolutely cool thing is, at least in my opinion, is that you can orbit around the logo as well. So it's a real 3D object which you can look at from all sides. So this is pretty cool, pretty slick, and it will speed up your workflow immense because you don't have to render it all the time in Cinema4D. Really great to make title animations and stuff. So pretty cool. A really nice improved workflow with Cinema4D. So thank you for watching, and see you again another time in another quick tip. Bye bye.